the codes of self-esteem. It's the codes of who you are.
If you wanna talk about me, you better say the shit to my face. You better say the shit to my face.
Are you ready?
I busted my head open. Fun fact.
There could have been sweet people.
Scared? Don't worry. We'll be there to hold your hand and guide you through this painless transition.
Wow. Well, welcome everybody to a very special episode. As some of you may notice, my sister is not here for this week. It's okay. She's taking care of business more important than what's going on right here. But she will be back next week, so expect her to be back. I'm here joined by always. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
For the, what is this, the 39th time?
Yeah. Dude, next week is our 40th episode. How do you feel? We've been doing this for 40. This is the first episode. 30. This is the first episode where one of us isn't here.
Really? For 40?
I know. We kept a pretty good streak, no?
That's a pretty good streak. Well, either way, we got a really tight, neat show for you. We got a really special show for you. We got a lot of hot topics we're going to talk about. We got a lot of alpha male shit we're going to talk about.
Yeah, since it's only me and Brandon, we're turning this into the Alpha Male podcast. We're going to be talking about all things that only men want to know. No, that's totally a joke. I know that totally means like we probably have some like of the female audience on us right now. So we're not going to keep it too testosterone-y.
No, we wouldn't exclude our female fans.
Exactly.
How about some music up in this bit?
Yeah, my bad, bro.
It's all right.
It's my sister usually does this, so like I'm not used to being the one
without her.
Yeah.
What's on your brain, bro? What does the world have to know that we're using our time,
have you seen
time to talk about this?
Have you seen the theory of people saying like some people are NPCs and some people are actually like
No, what is that?
Well,
I know NPCs, non-playable character.
I wouldn't even
yeah.
I wouldn't even call it a theory. Like most people say that like there's people in the world who are players and then there's people who are NPCs.
Like main character type things? Like
yeah, kind of. Basically saying that some people like definitely just exist to like
they fill in like the space.
Yeah. And I kind of don't fuck with that. Like I don't fuck with that idea of like some people are NPCs and some people are players.
How come?
Well, because I feel like that's such like an easy way to like you know how in movies, you know how like you and me, we learn like a lot about movies, and then what's that one movie about like it's about the Ku Klux Klan, like it's about like a white supremacy, and they're like the heroes in the movie.
Oh, Rise of a Nation, Birth of a Nation, yeah.
Birth of a Nation, like they always talk about how in that movie they made like a lot of the soldiers that they were fighting kind of like faceless, and like that's how they did it in World War II, right? So like you kind of lose your sense of humanity towards like a group of people.
Yeah.
And I know it's like some people are gonna be like it's not that serious, but I feel like when people call other people NPCs, it feels like a little dehumanizing. I feel like that's how you kind of start to not give a shit about people.
Oh, like how you start being an asshole and self-centered, and you don't consider your other man and your fellow man in your decisions.
Well, because I see it on TikTok mainly. Like I see.
Do you think it's the gateway to racism? Sexism?
I don't know if it's the gateway to racism. I just feel like that's how like you lose your sense of like humanity a little bit.
Because you have no sympathy for people anymore.
Yeah, because like you see fucked up shit on the internet, you see it on TikTok, and you're like, oh, all these people are like NPCs. They're not like real people.
It's also kind of mean.
I mean, well, yeah, but like I mean, nobody owes you anything.
What wasn't? I mean, it's still mean though.
I know, but I'm saying like I feel like you can't excuse the world from assholes. There's always gonna be assholes out there.
No, I know, but I mean, like that's also another reason not to think like that because it's mean.
Oh, I get you. Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
But like, what's this come from? Like, is this new?
I think I was like I saying I saw it on TikTok. I think like I saw like a video of like somebody getting like run over.
Oh my God.
And the comments were filled with like, bro, these people are like NPCs, like NPC behavior. And I'm like, damn. And you know what else? I saw an account on TikTok where I don't know if some of you have seen it. It's this guy who plays GTA or Red Dead, like in first person, and like he's in charge of like looking like making videos where he's like murdering people. And I've always felt like like when I watch those videos, so some of the comments that are like that people say, like the people state their comments, they're like, oh, like I feel this in real life, like I feel empty looking at this.
Yeah.
And it makes me think like if people can feel that way about like just a simulation of like murder, I wonder if people would feel that way like about like when they see it in real life. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. So like this is just like a new insult, like fatherless behavior. It's not really like a
Well, I mean, it's not a new insult. You haven't seen it before? Okay, so Patty with the Fatty said, Alpha Male Podcast, bro, just say you hate Sigma, man. TG Atlantic's not another Alpha Male
I thought
show.
Sigma men were good. I thought Sigma men was higher on the list than Alpha male, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, you know what? That's true.
I think he means beta male.
Yeah, that's true.
Now that's some beta male, like mixing them up. Nah, just kidding.
Bro, what did I say? We can't become the Alpha Male Podcast.
Sorry.
All right, go ahead though. Go ahead, say something alpha
What's
right
it-
now.
What would an Alpha male podcast say?
Yeah.
They'd probably be like, man, what would they say? They'd probably be like, I don't know.
I could think of some vulgar shit, but I don't know if I should say that. I mean,
yeah, we'll keep it clean. So like non-playable characters.
yeah. Or what do you think about simulation theory? Have you ever heard of the two-slit experiment?
No, say it.
You know what the two-slit experiment is? Oh, it's so complicated, bro. I wish you just knew.
Yeah.
I wish I could just put my thoughts into your brain.
Uh,
Okay, so this is gonna be kind of hard to explain, but it basically goes into there's two slits, right? Imagine a wall. There's two
Yeah.
slits, one on the top, one on the bottom,
yeah,
and there's a cannon right between both of them,
got
and
you.
it's shooting particles, right?
Got you.
So you would look at the other side of the wall, the back wall that two slits go to, and you see that the balls go everywhere. They're everywhere in the back. So quantum physics, like, is this like idea, right? Of when things are very tiny in the universe, and scientists recorded like this experiment, right? They did it two slit, and when they looked at it, the two balls stayed in place in their slits. They stayed there, and then they were like, that's weird. So they did it again. They didn't record it. They didn't pay attention to it, and the balls went everywhere.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm talking
I know
about?
what you're talking about. That the action of just observing something has an effect on the particles, right? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But what does that have to do with simulation theory?
Well, because some people say so. Somebody in the comment section was saying, as a video game programmer, right? Somebody who develops video games was in the comment section,
Yeah.
and they were saying that the only reason in their mind why they would do that in a video game is because why render something if the player will never see it, right? So it kind of gives off that impression of like if our like sight has something to do it means that like the universe is kind of
It's kind of like that thing if does something exist if I'm not observing it type thing.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if we affect the universe based on our perception, like doesn't that mean that the universe is tailored to like our existence? And wouldn't that mean that we live in a simulation? Wouldn't that mean that the world around us is basically made for our consciousness?
I remember. Well, it's because I guess my like trouble getting into simulation theory is I always have like I feel like I used to think it was like, oh, there's higher beings and they're like this is like a video game. Like getting the impression that this has like a purpose. Like if we were like, it's kind of like, you know how we make video games and people exist in that world.
Yeah.
The impression I used to get from simulation theory is that that's what this was. Like people were saying like this is nothing but like a computer thing. But I feel like now, at least in my opinion, the way people talk about it more is it's not like a simulation like that. It's just more like consciousness is making up reality and reality is making up consciousness simultaneously type of thing.
I remember.
You get what I'm saying?
No,
Or am
I get what
confusing
you. I semi get what you're saying. Let me see. Elaborate a little bit more.
Like I just mean like now it kind of seems, or I don't know, maybe it wasn't always like this, but now it kind of seems more like simulation theory is less like computer and more like people are looking more into like practically. You get what I'm saying?
Fatty with a Fatty said, "Yo, Steve, the devs just told me you gotta stop getting too deep into simulation. They don't like it." Well, there you go. I'm gonna be programmed out, bro. I'm gonna get a. Because I remember one of the things that I told you that another thing people simulation theory, and we're gonna go back to what you said, but it was cancer. I remember people were saying that cancer is like a glitch in like the simulation. Really? It's like a glitch in your genetic code because it's like it's literally the instructions. Like that's where like cancer comes from, right? From what is it, like rogue cells, right? Replicating. So people say like, oh, some people would say like that's another like proof of the simulation. I don't know though. I guess I just have a hard time understanding what people mean by simulation. I get you. Like what they're
I don't know.
Some people say that if you genuinely believe in simulation theory, that you're the same as like somebody who believes in religion.
Yeah.
Because they made that example of like God doesn't exist. Like we're obviously living in a simulation created
Oh,
by a
by the
higher
higher
power.
being. Yeah, I got you, yeah.
That we don't understand, which is the same thing. Like
And-
because if the simulation exists, it means that there is a more powerful being out there,
yeah.
right?
That's what I guess I always caught into it, where it was like it's a higher being. And to me, it's kind of I've always kind of felt like, well, that's just kind of like, yeah, it's a little like religion. But the way you kind of talk about it, it sounds more practical type of thing. Like, you know how you said, oh, like why render something if the player's not gonna play? It's kind of like it doesn't seem like that. It just seems more like your consciousness is just. Do you get what I'm saying? Maybe I'm confusing everybody.
No. I kind of get what you're saying, but let me see. Elaborate.
Like just that there's no purpose. Like it's just a simulation because it's a simulation.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
So you're saying that you don't believe in simulation because you feel like what's the purpose of simulating another reality?
Yeah. I have a hard time getting into simulation theory when people say there's like a purpose or it's like aliens or like it's a higher being or it's like people and you wake up in a video game. But when people talk about it in terms of like, oh, like reality is just the consciousness. Like consciousness and reality are the same thing.
Yeah.
That's a little more trippy because it's kind of like, does that make more sense to you?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Kind of like this is all a dream type thing.
Do you think you are conscious? Yeah,
I think
so. You think so? Do you remember when you became conscious?
No, but I don't know. You know what's always weird about memories? Do you ever like you ever think about memories and like from when you were a really young kid and you're like, oh, why did I do that? Like, here's just an example. Like, you ever think of cringe stuff you did like when you were younger?
Yeah,
like everybody has that, right? They always think of like, oh man, why did I say that?
Because you're a kid, you don't know.
No, but like that's interesting to me. Is when you think back on and you cringe, it's kind of like, yeah, but I didn't know any better. It's weird that you kind of put the consciousness you have now where you were then. You know what I mean? Because like when I remember I have this memory of like do you remember taking nap time in kindergarten?
Yeah, of course.
I remember that. And I remember being like, I'm asleep because I don't want to do work. And I actually fell asleep. But I don't know. I guess I always picture myself more conscious than I actually was, you know?
I remember in nap time, I remember one time I peed myself.
You peed yourself in nap time?
Yeah, I remember.
At the school you went
like
to?
at the school, yeah, but it wasn't a lot. It wasn't a lot, yeah. I remember I was like, damn. I was embarrassed in kindergarten. I was a little kid.
That's all right.
I was like, it's nap time, and then you know how some kids like pee in their sleep.
I remember some dude in like 6th grade peed his pants because someone bet him to.
What?
Yeah, during like PE, he just was like, miss, I'm peeing, and
I remember one time do you remember we had to do the salute like before every like school day? Do you remember we had to do like some kind of like ceremony?
The pledge allegiance.
Yeah.
I pledge allegiance.
But we would also do prayers and stuff like in front of the whole
morning,
school.
You mean morning prayer?
Yeah. Do you remember one time there was this kid who like really needed to pee and like he kept asking the teachers, but like no kid, like once we started that you can't leave, and the kid ended up peeing his pants. I didn't trust him kids. Andy Mendoza said I didn't trust him kids during nap time. Like,
yeah. Well, because you know what else is weird, dude? When I remember shit, like, picture yourself in kindergarten, right? What year was that? Like 2004, 2005? Right? Probably, it had to be, right? Because you're like 4 or 5. I don't know. That always trips me out that like I existed in 2005, like when I engaged with like media from 2005.
Yeah, I get you.
Because it's like, dang, this was going on in 2005.
You were born in the year 2000, right?
In the year 2000.
Like to me, that's even more mind blowing because I was born in 98, right?
Bro, there's people who were born in 2015 who are going to school now.
Yeah,
it's just crazy. When was your nephew born?
My nephew was born in 2018, bro.
That's crazy.
20 years exactly.
Bro,
from me.
You know what I want to talk about? What do you think about daylight savings? How they're trying to get rid of it?
Oh yeah.
Did they pass it? Like, did they get rid of it?
I don't know. I don't know if the House passed it, but I think the Senate did. I don't know because I remember Patrick was like, my homie Patrick in real life, a different guy from Patty with a Fatty.
Yeah.
He was saying that people just got to deal with it. But I was like, and you look at the comments, a lot of people were arguing that like, no, like I'm not used to like sleeping like at winter. So what would it be? It'd be like in winter. So it'd be days would end later, right? So like the sun would set like at 7 or like 8 p.m. And like basically forever, right?
Yeah. Like we wouldn't do this anymore.
Yeah.
I think what it is we do it one more time though. Like we do it one more time. Like we'd spring forward. one more time, and then after that we wouldn't do it anymore.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I think after. Yeah, I think so. Am I tripping? I heard it was.
I don't
like-
know. I don't know.
I just heard somebody talking about it, and it's like if it passes, we do it like one more time, and then that would be it. And everybody was like, "Imagine the parties for the last daylight savings."
Really?
Yeah, we're gonna do it one more time. I'm pretty sure. I
So
think.
right now it's what 12:15. So it'd be 1:15.
We're
Is
gonna-
what you're saying?
yeah,
right now?
well, no, no.
Didn't you say spring forward?
no? We're gonna do it one more time, like when it's time to do it again.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it that time, and then after that, we're gonna stop. Is what I mean.
Okay.
What do you think
Okay.
I meant?
No, I just thought you would immediately like once they sign it, like it springs forward.
No,
like 1 hour.
We're gonna continue with the schedule, and then
Oh.
for one last time.
Damn.
For old
Well, what do
time's
you
sake.
think? Well, what do you think?
I don't know. I was like, I didn't know it was that serious. Like people hated it or like had a huge opinion about it.
So Patty with Fatty says Biden needs to pass it. Andy Mendoza said, "What's the point of daylight savings?" In all honesty, Patty with Fatty, pass it begins November 23. Daylight savings was an old method for farmers. Andy. Yeah, that's what daylight savings was for.
Yeah.
But I feel like okay, I understand that. Like it's
Mhm.
not useful in terms of what it was originally intended for.
Mhm.
But don't you guys enjoy it like changing? Like maybe that's just me. But like I actually don't mind it. Like I've never minded that in the winter like it gets darker sooner. If anything, it's like refreshing. Like cause sometimes I get like I don't mind like the day setting later. Like right now, how the sun sets like almost like at 8.
Yeah.
Like I mean I don't mind it, but like I like that sometimes the sun sets like at 4 p.m.
Yeah,
Like I
sometimes
know
it's-
it's weird, but like I fuck with it.
Sometimes it sets at 4. Sometimes it sets at like 8.
You know what it is? It's because LA doesn't have like winter.
Seasons.
Yeah, we
LA
don't have
doesn't
seasons. So that's my way of like feeling the
That's
seasons, right?
Yeah, I get you.
That's
yeah.
what that's what
No,
somebody in
totally, totally. I feel you. But like the thing about that, I guess the only thing that kind of trips me out is everybody was saying like it's weird that like our kids are not gonna have that. We're like, yeah, back in my day we used to do that.
yeah.
And it's like I don't know. I don't know. I never really had a problem with it.
Back
'Cause
in the day, our time used to fucking change.
yeah, I don't know. I guess that's the only thing that kind of.
I think people were saying people who are for it, pro, like the daylight savings changing, is I think that's like the time zone that the rest of the world uses. I think only the United States changes
Does,
like
yeah.
times. The rest of the world doesn't do that. They're like, what? Yes, you guys changed the
yeah,
time.
but we always do shit like that. We use what do we use? We don't use the metric system.
Yeah, we don't
Right.
need a metric system. Fuck the metric system, bro. 3 feet.
You know what they call a quarter pounder with cheese?
And it's not a quarter pounder with cheese.
No, they don't have it's the metric system. Bro.
What do they call it? Bro,
this
this is what we should name the episode. We should name it Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese.
Yeah, it'd be perfect.
Well, the only reason I bring that up is because that's like the ultimate alpha male movie, right? Pulp
oh,
Fiction.
the Pulp Fiction. Yeah,
What
there you
is
go.
it? What is it?
Checklist.
Oh yeah. Hey, let's talk about that. The top 10 alpha male movies.
Top 10 alpha male movies.
Top 5 is too hard.
Yeah, top 10 is way too much.
I
Wait.
say-
I wanted
Alright.
well, I wanted to talk about the consciousness thing.
Oh yeah.
So you don't remember at all when like you became conscious?
No, I don't think I have like a perfect date of when I remember the day of.
No, but for you, did it always feel linear? Like you always feel like you just started existing?
I feel like I remember when we talked about it on the show. It's kind of like if I was like blinking and like waking up type
Mhm.
thing.
Mhm.
Like, cause then there's memories and then there's like a gap, and I'm like, I don't remember if I was like aware at that time.
Mhm.
Then there's memories, then there's like a gap, and then there's memories. You know what I mean?
Well, because like for me, it's a different experience than what you're saying. How you say you still think of like your past and the consciousness. I feel like I can remember what it felt like living through like little kid moments,
Mm.
and at the time being like, this is all I knew. I wonder what comes next. And now, like, boom, jump 15 years later, and like this is what it feels like. For me, it started when I was like, I don't know, probably like 5 years old. I always say this story, but I was sleeping, and then there was this party going on, and I woke up. I remember I literally looked at my hands, and I looked at the under of the bunk bed, and then from that point on, everything was linear. From that point on, I had a memory. Like I'm like, okay, tomorrow I will wake up, and then I have school, and then I remember having school, and then I remember those like super clearly. Like I remember like how cold it felt, like how uncomfortable my clothes felt. And when I was a kid, I feel like you were putting in a lot of uncomfortable clothes. Like
Yeah.
just as a side note, like do you ever feel that way?
Yeah, I remember when we went to I went to the snow the first time, and I didn't like the snow clothes, and it like hit me like a ton of bricks how cold actually snow is.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember being like, I was so cold I was scared. I remember that.
Honestly, I underestimated like real cold too. I didn't see real cold until I was a man. Like
Yeah.
unlike you, like I didn't see it until I was way older. I saw it with a friend. I won't say who, but I saw it with a friend. We went to Mount Baldy, and it was the first time I ever experienced like what it's like to actually be a place that's snowing. And no, yeah, I was underprepared. I was not prepared for how cold
It's
snow
scary
is.
how cold it can get.
Yeah.
Right? It's like I guess because LA doesn't have really seasons.
Yeah.
So you're like when you're in the real cold, you're like, damn. Because sometimes it's really cold here, and you're like, fuck, I gotta get inside. I gotta get
Yeah.
warm. But imagine like being in areas where you like freeze to death.
Mhm.
Like that video you sent me. What
Mhm.
was the tribe called?
Yeah, I don't know what it was
tribe.
called.
The village.
I don't know what it was called, but it was a village. It's
It's
the
in
coldest
Russia, right?
village.
And
I actually don't remember where it was.
well,
Do you?
I want to say Russia.
But the coldest village in the world, you guys should look it up. It's a YouTube video. It's about 17 minutes long. I don't know if you guys have the attention span to watch something 17 minutes, but it's really interesting all the way through. It's just about this family of like a bunch of farmers who just live in what negative, like an average of negative 40-degree weather. And they talk about just like 10 seconds into it, the kids already have like frost like on their
Yeah.
eyebrows, like everything's already freezing, and they're like little ass kids, like what, like 7, 8 years old, walking to school, and like there's like a blizzard. It's like how parents say they used to get to school,
Yeah.
like those memes.
It's I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy they have to eat an account of the weather.
Oh, like they eat a lot of fatty foods, like
Yeah.
pancakes.
Like it's just weird to have to. I don't know. I guess you don't picture that. Do you think is there areas where it's so hot that you have to eat like watermelon all the time or bananas?
I don't know. I'm thinking of like the hottest places I know, like Arizona and Las Vegas.
Like I don't know. I guess maybe we're meant for the hot and not for the cold.
You think
Or
so?
we adapt easier to the hot. Well, because we sweat, and we come. Well, everybody comes from Africa.
I mean, in cold we
and
shiver.
we all know how cold Africa is. The
Yeah, but we shiver. Like we shiver when we're cold to like bring up heat.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I guess it seems a little harder to survive in cold in a natural state, right? 'Cause you have to like kill something and get a.
Oh,
coat, you know what I mean?
I guess because like snow also like kind of kills everything. Like
Yeah.
some plants don't survive. Like
yeah, like in
food doesn't
Antarctica,
survive.
there's nothing really there except like penguins and polar bears.
Everything's
Are
white,
there
so you
even
get
there?
like
I don't think there's even polar bears in Antarctica. I think at the North Pole.
oh. But can you get blind too by just like staring at a bunch of white all day?
Yeah, that's why. Have you seen those glasses that the Inuit people
Oh,
have, where they're
yeah.
like slits? So that's
that shit
pretty-
looks cool.
That's cool.
That's kind of like the glasses Robert Pattinson wore in the new Batman.
It's like I don't know. It's like
The
how do people think of that? How do
rectangles?
people think of that kind of stuff, man?
like way back in the day.
That's always interesting to me when you see like survival stuff that
Yeah.
people made back in the day, like that thing. What was it? How the Aztecs got color out of stuff?
Oh yeah, out of like just plants basically.
yeah, using a rock, like how do you-
Fruits.
like,
yeah.
Who like how do you think of stuff like
No,
that?
honestly, I think of that even in modern day.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, how did somebody like invent this? Like especially because I'm studying the mechanic stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
and one of the things they teach you about is the cat, and like how like it if you unfolded it, it'd be the size of like a football field. And I'm like, how did people invent this? Like,
Yeah.
who thought of this?
Yeah.
Like, it makes me think like the human mind is like so extremely like it's like the muscle. It's like our most important muscle.
It's because I don't know. It's weird because I remember we were talking about this. How I said I felt like the average person back in the day was smarter.
Yeah.
But now
you
we
did.
have like a few people who are like unbelievable geniuses.
Yeah.
I guess because like
Well,
I have-
nutrition and like education.
well, like I wouldn't even know how to make a phone. Like if you
like
you
if,
know what I mean?
if they give you all the parts to
yeah,
do
they
it.
gave me all the parts. Like,
Well, that's also we use machinery, but then also like okay, if they give you the
someone's gotta
machinery
the
to make
machine-
it.
yeah.
Okay, Patty with the Fatty said snow has a low albedo which reflects the sun way brighter and causes snow blindness. You have a high chance of getting sunburns to then hot areas. You have a higher chance of getting sunburns
Yeah, that's why
in
people
snow.
say. That's why people say you're supposed to put on sunscreen on cloudy days because they reflect all the UV light.
Wow. Damn. Honestly, that's kind of scary. That's like cancer causing right there.
Yeah, yeah.
So, wait, what were we saying? Before the snow thing?
Phones, putting it together.
Oh yeah. Even if they give you the machinery, you don't think you'd be able to put a phone together?
I mean, I'm sure trial and error eventually.
Eventually, you'd
But
be
I
able to
feel
do it.
like, well, because have you seen those memes where it's like, we really made Bluetooth out of this, and it's like rocks.
I know.
Like, yeah, like I don't understand that.
Like if you think about a Minecraft, right? For all of you Minecraft lovers
Yeah.
out there, somehow we were started with the same tools, and we were able to make computers.
Yeah,
Right now, we're talking on this microphone through like our viewers, and they're
made this
hearing
from
us.
rocks.
Yeah, in a completely different part of the world. And then in the Wild West, what did you have?
That's why I feel like people. I don't know. I feel like people. That's why whenever people talk about aliens and super intelligent life, I feel like I'm like, I feel like it seems a lot harder than people think it is to get to this kind of point.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
So you're saying we're the only people in the universe, bro?
I don't think so, but I don't think it's like Star Wars where like go to planet,
There's a lot.
go to planet like pubes and then there's an intelligent race or whatever. No, I don't think there's a lot. I feel like maybe there's like one or two.
Damn, there's only one other two life out there. That's crazy. That's even honest.
I feel like
there's
life's
only a
out there,
handful.
but I feel like they're not like smart.
Oh, I
don't
get
think
you.
they're very. People be like, "Who's to say we're smart?"
Well, yeah, I mean, because like, I mean, think
we
about
fight over dumb stuff. We're
Think-
not very smart. No.
I mean, think about our track record on Earth alone. Like, it took fucking like 13 billion for like humans to become smart, for an animal to become smart. I mean, there was fucking dinosaurs for what, millions of years, and they never became smart.
Yeah, well, I mean, you never know though. It might, because like it could have came and went.
You think? But you know what's weird is that like not only did we become like intelligent, but like if a dinosaur were to become intelligent based on what we know, like their hands wouldn't be able to do as much as we are.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like a lot of that's interesting. I don't know. Well, because like that's a good point. You gotta like evolve. You can't just be smart. You have to evolve stuff to do something about it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. Because I mean, have you ever seen All Tomorrows? I think I talked about it on the
Yeah.
podcast like 10 episodes ago. One of the things that they mentioned is that like an intelligent species on a different planet like gains consciousness, but they don't have like the hands and
Mhm.
like they don't have the right appendages for it. So it takes them millions of years before they can actually do stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Because like apparently octopuses are super like intelligent.
Really?
But I don't know. I mean, I guess tentacles, right?
Because now those are two things that need to happen. Not only do you need to evolve an animal millions of years for it to become
I
intelligent,
remember.
then you also have to change its body to.
I
become
remember they
intelligent.
also talked about that like being socials, like they think is really important for like an intelligent civilization.
Oh, like saying like.
Well, like you have to. You can't be like a loner. Like
Uh-huh.
you know how some animals are like they spend their entire time in solitude.
Yeah.
Like yeah, you might be smart, but like who are you gonna teach it to? Like who's gonna keep this going? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like in a society, like you can be smart, invent something. The next generation, because you had a family, can build on that. But if you're like a polar bear and you kick your kids out at 3, like you know what I mean?
But then that also goes to like a cultural point, because I think to be social is an instinct, but like to teach is like a cultural thing, is like to keep information. Because I mean, most of the things, like most stories, like like indigenous stories, are passed down from word of mouth. Like that's why there's so many different like versions of them. Like when I think I mentioned that there's like this giant volcano that's like near where my parents grew up, that you can see from their house. And I know that one, the story of that volcano, there's like a bunch of god stories. Patty with the Fatty said, I remember reading this dinosaur index, and they had this figure that was like half reptilian and alien.
Oh, I know what he's talking about.
And they said they can look like that if they were humanized.
He's talking about I think it's Troodons, right? They were like really smart dinosaurs. And I remember it was like a hypothetical that they thought those dinosaurs would have filled our niche. You can look it up.
Really?
Yeah.
Troodon? How do you spell that?
TR.
TR?
Yeah. TRODON.
Troodon?
There we go. And then you could put like human.
Troodon.
Human?
Human?
There it is.
Oh yeah, I've seen this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Troodon human. Damn. But like how scientifically like fact is this?
I think it's more like a
theory,
like an afterman kind of thing.
I
It's
get
like
you,
it's
yeah.
like a fun.
It's a fun hypothetical, right?
Yeah, it's not so much
That's like-
this would have happened. You know what I mean?
But it's also like science guessed, but it's
Yeah.
not like researched or anything. I
Yeah.
get you, yeah. I get you.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, do you really think that do you
That
think
what?
if humans weren't here, eventually there'd be something, or like if right now we all disappeared, there'd be something to
I feel like
replace us?
chimps would probably, because chimps, yeah.
Chimps? You know what? I need to see a chimp in real life. I need to look at one. I've seen videos, obviously.
I just feel like apes literally there'd be another ape, like it would happen again.
No, because like, bro, honestly, if I looked at a chimp like with my own eyes, I'd be able to. I feel like I just have it to where like I'd be able to sense if this guy's race will one day like.
Well,
actually
like what
replace-
about the gorillas and chimps that know sign language?
I gotta see it in real life. Bro.
in real life.
Yeah, I gotta look at it in its eyes, and I gotta see the soul. If I see the soul developing in there in those eyes, I feel like I'll be like, no, yeah, these guys got it next.
I don't know. I feel like they're next, bro. Because remember, there used to be other species of human, and there's even people. There's even, I think you can look this up. There's even gorilla DNA in people. Because back in the day, we used to bang gorillas.
Really?
Yeah.
But I thought, did gorillas still exist back then?
Yeah.
I thought we had a similar ancestor, but I thought like they were something else. Or was it because it's so recent they still haven't like evolved because it's just a few thousand years?
What are you like asking? Like, what do you mean?
I'm asking like I thought gorillas and us didn't exist at the same time. We were different. Like we had a similar ancestor, but gorillas were a different species yet. They hadn't become a full gorilla the same way how there was different species of human.
No, yeah, there's been gorillas forever. I mean,
yeah,
I'm sure there has to have been, right? I don't think they're pretty new.
Well, because I'm asking because there was a different species of human. So I was like, like gorillas were still the same as they are now.
I mean, like actual people. Like if you go back in time and you get this person, its DNA is a person.
Okay, how much back in time are we talking about?
Like it's in our DNA now.
No, how much back in time are we talking about though?
A few thousand years.
Okay. I just need a specification.
No, yeah, right. Am I tripping? I swear I've seen that. Google it.
What that people have gorillas?
I'll Google it.
Okay, go ahead.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like they'd show up eventually.
Like they'd eventually. But I always think about how when the dinosaurs were wiped out, right, by asteroids, the asteroid that hit them killed like most of the people on like the surface. Like it was only the small mammals that like burrowed into the ground that survived, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like us and apes are so similar that I feel like if there was ever a natural disaster, I don't know, it could be anything, nuclear war, asteroid, whatever. I feel like we would get wiped out, but if we got wiped out, it probably means they also got wiped out because we're too similar. You get me?
I get you. I guess the way I'm thinking it is if it's like, I don't know,
just
like,
a specific human disease kills only humans.
Like yeah, if it's a human disease or it's like a nuclear war,
yeah.
Like we're not bombing the rainforest.
No, but that's why if it's a nuclear war, I'm pretty sure apes go out with us.
No, I don't think so. I mean, animals survived Chernobyl. And apparently, but I hear nuclear fallout is not as long lasting as traditional radiation.
Yeah, but I feel like if it's enough to kill us off, I feel like us and apes are so similar that it would kill them off. But whatever replaced, like whatever is, I'm not saying all life would be wiped out, but I'm saying I don't think apes would survive that one.
But I feel like we don't live around apes though. I mean, like if it's a nuclear war, they're not gonna bomb the Congo. Like why? Like they're gonna bomb like New York.
Yeah, but it's like a nuclear winter. All you need is a few bombs.
No, but I heard that's why I hear nuclear winter is like it's overhyped.
It's overhyped.
That it's not as like that it's not as long lasting as people say it would be. Like it wouldn't cause like an ice age. Like it'd be a few years, but it wouldn't be like we'd turn it back to the ice age.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
But even like let's say gorillas or chimps get wiped out. There's monkeys.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I wonder if they'd be all small. It'd be like small miniature humans.
You know, I feel like if there was like a nuclear disaster that genuinely wiped out the whole planet, I feel like bugs would be the next thing.
Yeah.
Like bugs.
That's what I was thinking. Like roaches.
Yeah.
Dude, one time a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
There was this huge fucking roach in my house because we left the door open, and it was huge, bro. I'm telling you, like. Probably like a little bit smaller than my phone. Yeah, it was fucking huge. And I hit it with I got like a paper towel.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, I don't want to hit it because it was so big. It was so big to like it gives it more life. Like I feel like I'm killing something like a rat or something.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, oh fuck, but whatever. I smashed it with my hand. It even crunched. It went.
Yeah.
And it was alive. It was still alive. It fucking ran. And then I was like, oh shit. And so I stomped on it with my foot, and it was still alive. Damn. And then I just I went in on that shit. I stumped a mud hole, and then it didn't survive that. It didn't survive that. But still, I was like, damn, like cockroaches can survive a fuck ton of things, man. They can even survive getting their head chopped off, but like not for long, right?
Yeah.
It's basically game over, no?
I'd probably like, have you ever seen Nausicaa?
Nausicaa? No.
It's like the Studio Ghibli film.
No, I've never seen it.
That's an anime. It's where like it's post-apocalyptic and there's like giant bugs and stuff. I always pictured like if there was a nuclear war, it'd be like that, or like bugs evolved. Because like mammals only evolved because dinosaurs wiped out and we were all small and tiny and annoying.
Yeah. Ew. But like I guess is that racist?
What do you mean?
To be like I was gonna say
It's
like
racist?
I said ill to the future idea of like cockroach people.
I don't know though. I feel like people are too hard to get rid of. I feel like we're like rats. Like you know what I mean?
Oh, bro. It all goes back to simulation. It all goes back to the Matrix. Like that speech. Oh, you've never seen the Matrix, huh?
I've seen it up
But you
until
know what
where
I'm
he
talking
learns
about?
kung fu.
Oh no, because there's a speech that he says he calls people viruses pests.
Oh,
So you don't know you don't know what I'm talking about.
okay, my bad.
No, it's cool. It's
What were
cool.
you gonna
Just
say?
go home and watch it. No. I just have I have another thing that I
Go
thought
ahead.
about. Okay, so over the week, I was watching some basketball videos because you
Yeah.
know the basketball's going off right
Yeah.
now. So wait. Before I go into that, so Steph Curry's out.
That's what it says on Twitter. It says he's out with an indefinite ankle, sprained ankle.
Anyways, I saw that Yao Ming, like I never knew this, but like he was like almost kind of like genetically like made, like not in a lab or anything, but that apparently the emperor or something, he got the tallest woman in China, who was I think like 6'3".
Yeah.
And then the tallest man in China who also played basketball, 6'7", and I think he had them have like an arranged marriage, because he wanted like them to have like a son that would be tall. And everybody like knew that he was gonna be tall, but nobody imagined how tall he'd be. I think Yao Ming is what 7'6". He's about, and that made me think like I never knew that. Like obviously he's like a
Is that
household
for real?
name.
It's for real?
Yeah, it's for real.
Oh,
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, that's a real thing. Like I saw it because somebody was doing like basketball videos on the world's tallest players, and they did it on Yao Ming, and they said his backstory in the beginning. They said that that's how it happened. That the emperor was like, oh, these two tall people who both play basketball, like, I want them to have a kid, and they did, and that's where he comes from.
But just to go back to that gorilla thing, here's a quote I found. It says, all of the available evidence, both fossil, paleontological, and biochemical, including DNA itself, suggests that humans can also breed and have also bred with gorillas and orangutans.
Really? Wait, can? So like even now?
Yeah, we can. Yeah. Isn't there like a...
I
There's like
remember
a case that happened.
I remember
There's like a Russian like mad scientist who tried to do it, but like he was like fat and schlubby.
Yeah.
So like yeah.
He was fat and schlubby?
Yeah, because he used his own sperm.
Really?
Yeah, he used his own sperm.
And
like,
what? It wasn't like the best
I
candidate
mean, he was
for
like
it?
75, so I doubt he was like, you know.
He's the prime
I thought he
specimen
was-
for it.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And he also like beat the monkeys and like didn't feed them, so it's like.
Because I remember back in high school when we were learning about like bio and like about like genetics and stuff and how you can clone people, right?
Yeah.
Or in college when we learned a little bit about it too. And I remember people said that I think if we do inseminate like an egg, right, with like a like a sperm or something,
human, or
we can
I wonder
actually
what
make
that
a
would
we
look
can make a
like.
hybrid human.
I wonder what it would look like.
It's
Do you think
totally
it would,
possible.
Do you think it would keep our intelligence, or do you think it would be dumb?
I remember that's what my professor said, right? It's like if they were to make a human gorilla hybrid, what rights would it have?
Yeah.
Would we treat it as a person or would we treat it as an animal?
Yeah.
And that would be all over the news.
You know what? I've always thought about that. It's happened. Like I feel like it has to have happened somewhere.
Yeah,
like
somebody got curious.
Like not somebody got curious, but like I mean like I'm sure some mad government or some crazy people, like some organization has done that. Like,
really?
you know what I mean? It's one of those things that like it doesn't seem impractical. Like you don't think the CIA was like, "Fuck, do you think we could make like soldiers? Like, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
Gorilla human hybrid.
Let's see what
soldiers.
happens." And then it was like, "Ooh, it doesn't."
Well, okay, because I know there's the one that people think about is mule, right? Mule is a horse and donkey, right?
Yeah. But they can't have kids either, though.
Yeah, so I was gonna say like there's drawbacks, right? It's all female and it's also they can't have kids.
Are they all female?
I think so. But the reason for that is there's a reason for it.
Mules specifically, or like all hybrids?
I think so. I think all hybrids are females.
Really?
I think there's a reason for it. I'm trying to remember. Trying to call back to yeah, Google it. I don't know if that's by intention or if that's just like a side effect of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I know they're all females. You know what? It might be by intention. It might be so. No, I don't know. I honestly don't know. What does it say? I can't find the answer.
I don't think it says anything.
No,
I don't know.
I remember that was one of the things I learned though, because it has.
Well, anyways, what were you saying?
Yeah. It makes you really think. Like, what would you think if they made a human gorilla or like a human ape? Yeah, human ape hybrid.
I feel like it's just weird. I don't know. I'd be curious. I'm obviously curious. Of what
I'd be curious how intelligent it'd be.
How intelligent, how strong it is, like what it looks like.
It reminds me of like the 1950s movies, like how they'd make movies about stuff like this, and how it'd probably be a tragedy, and it'd probably be like the ape is like, yeah, it's like
he's intelligent.
He's intelligent, but he's treated like an animal,
Yeah.
and he probably doesn't have a long lifespan. Probably lives 5 years at most.
Or he has like, but he has ape like abilities.
Well, because you know what? Now that I think about it, they'd have to grow up first. They wouldn't like just like they wouldn't come out of the chamber like a full grown like ape man. It'd be a baby.
Yeah.
It'd be a little baby, and then you'd have to nurture it and make sure it survives.
Well, yeah, that's also the thing. Like, do you raise it? You'd probably have to have two, like one you raise with people and one you raise with apes. Right?
Yeah, no, you would. I'm just laughing at the idea now, even though it's fucked up. Because that means that holy shit, I never thought about it. But that means that the government would have to spend like a huge budget to keep like to raise that baby for like 20 years.
Yeah.
Like, because otherwise, if you keep it as a baby, how useful would it really be to understand?
Yeah.
You'd want to be like, oh, what happens if like it's fully grown? Like, you know what I mean?
I don't know. It's weird because I feel like.
And also, how long have we had this technology? Because if we've only had this technology up into the mid 90s, that means right now it'd be barely like in its 20s.
Well, I don't know though. I feel like it's not that difficult to make a. You know what I mean? I feel like they'd probably back in the day. I feel like they could get it done. You know what I mean?
You think so? How back in the day?
I feel like
name a year,
like
name a decade.
Like the 50s, they could probably do it. Come on, we could. If we have nukes, you're telling me we can't get a monkey pregnant?
I feel like, but the 50s, they'd be shit like they'd want to do it like manually. If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They want to do it manually, and that shit wouldn't work. I feel like we haven't had technology for insemination until like 80s, 90s. That's when we started getting that.
It still has to have been done by it now. That's like
yeah,
80s?
But I'm saying like that means that a full-grown like human hybrid like doesn't exist until.
Well, maybe it has. It's not like it doesn't have the human growth rate. Maybe it has the monkey growth rate. You know how it takes a human 18 years?
How long does it take a monkey to do
How
it?
long does it take a chimp?
This is an alpha male podcast. We're talking about apes. Have you seen that thing? Why are like men so interested in apes?
Actually, you know what? Maybe you're not that far off. It says for a chimp, it's about 13 to 15 years for it to get full grown.
That's why they wouldn't survive nuclear, bro. They wouldn't survive the nuclear. They're too similar to us. They're just too similar. They if we can't survive in the environment, they probably won't be able to either.
I feel like they could. I feel like they know how to get food. Like we rely on farming and stuff.
Bro, what
like
if
that.
like their dumb monkey brains are like oh that looks delicious and it's like it's like metal.
I don't think
it's like nuts and bolts. But well, because I feel like you're thinking of like the 1% of like apes that are like very smart. I don't think most of them are.
I'm not saying that they would like have to build caves and stuff, but I feel like a chimp. Like, all right, how did the animals survive the Chernobyl disaster? They just continued being animals.
Yeah,
because
but I'm saying like they're so different from us. Like those animals that survived Chernobyl aren't as similar to us as the apes were.
But I feel like apes are similar to us, but they're still animals. Like they know how to get food for themselves. They know how to like survive in the wild. Where I feel like if you're gonna survive a disaster, you have to know how to survive, like because everything gets removed. No running water, no electricity. There's no food deliveries. That's why I think people get killed off in disasters like that in those scenarios. Because like you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Because I feel like,
but I don't know. To me, I think of like if we're willing to give them the benefit of the doubt that they're smart enough to like survive, they're also smart enough to make dumb decisions in the same way humans would make dumb decisions. And I feel like things like dogs and insects and wolves that survive Chernobyl, they just have a different like programming than humans do. While humans and apes are relatively like they'll be attracted to the similar things.
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so. No. Why would? But I don't understand why that. I don't get what you're saying though. Like, what do you mean? Like they're too similar to us?
I just mean like if we can't survive nukes, like if us as humans can't survive nukes because of like the rules of like that we're like embedded to, right? We're like bipedal, like we need like to do certain things.
But I don't think that's why we wouldn't survive a nuclear blast. We wouldn't survive. I feel like we wouldn't survive a nuclear war because we're all like in the same spot. We're in cities.
No, yeah. No, I know. But I'm saying like for if it's enough to where it killed off the humans, because this scenario, right, where we're saying they're taking up the kingdom, right? So that means all humans are gone. So it's a scenario where like a lot of nukes were dropped on the planet. I just don't think that they'd be able to. And it's not just them exclusively. I think most of animals, if it's a scenario of nuclear war where humans are wiped out, I think most animals wouldn't. But I don't think all of them wouldn't. I think some of them would survive, but it'd be the really like interesting ones, like the ones that are underground, maybe bats, like things that don't need to be outside, maybe in the ocean. Like I think like that would survive, but apes too similar. I feel like too similar. They rely too much on their environment like humans do.
Okay, when you put it like that,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I feel like it still wouldn't wipe them out. But
You're
I
like-
guess if it has to wipe out everybody,
Mhm.
then yeah, they probably would be, because like
Yeah.
everybody's too far apart. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I was confused. What were we talking about?
So no, I want to move on. I want to bring up another topic that I was thinking about over the weekend. Was what do you think about little kids cursing? Yeah.
I used to cuss when I was a kid, and I think it's cringe now. I think it's always kind of like,
What do you? Okay, yeah, but what do you think about like really? So let's say you're raising a kid.
I wouldn't let them cuss around me.
You wouldn't let him cuss?
Yeah, watch your mouth, bro.
Yeah, and why is that? Why is that?
I don't know. I guess it's more of a respect thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't cuss in front of my parents. I just
Also, it'd be like a. But I guess because I was thinking about it, right? Because with my nephew, right?
Yeah.
I don't let my nephew cuss either.
Yeah.
Like he's cussed like a few times, but he doesn't know he's innocent,
Yeah.
right? He doesn't get it yet. He's not old enough to understand. If he was older, obviously, then it'd be different. But I was thinking like, I wonder if some people don't care. Like, I wonder if some people are genuinely like, I don't care.
Some
bro.
people genuinely don't
Yeah.
care. I don't. But
what do you think about that? Like, do you think that's valid? Do you think that's a valid opinion to have? Because it's like it's just a word. I mean, like, what does fuck really mean? Like, it's just like fuck. Like I was like, as long as they don't say it around me, but like, would you be okay with your kids cussing?
But what scenario is this? Like, what kind
Okay,
of
I'm
kids are
saying
there?
okay. It's either would
Like,
you be the parent that's like no cussing at all, or would you be parent that's like no cussing in front of me and anybody who's like older?
No, but what I'm saying is like, do they know how to cuss? Like, are they cussing in the sense of like they're not just cussing at everybody and being douchebags?
No,
Or
they know how to cuss. Yeah, sometimes they cuss, but they don't say it all the time. But they know how to cuss. Yeah. Like, and would you be okay with that as long as it's not around you, or would you be like, no, don't cuss until you're like older? And at that point, it kind of becomes a weird thing because it's like, what? Like, what age are you appropriate to cuss?
I guess that's true. I mean, I don't know.
Well, because I'm telling you, I started thinking about this because my
Yeah.
nephew cussed, but he
Yeah.
doesn't know. But he
Yeah.
cussed. He said, what did he say? He said fucking something.
like,
Oh, he said, "Are you fucking kidding me?" He said, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
yeah.
He doesn't know, and I
Yeah.
told him, don't say that, and he's like, "But I didn't say it. The bus said it, and it's probably saw it like on video or something,
Yeah.
or whatever." And I was like, I know, but don't say it. And he's like, "But I didn't say it," and I was like, "Bro,
Yeah.
just don't say it."
Yeah.
But I was thinking about it, and I was like, at what age does it become appropriate to stop saying that, like to stop saying like to cuss? Because that's why, and that's why I asked, like, as a parent, like, what do you do? Because obviously you don't want your like little kid cussing and stuff, but like, what do you do when like eventually they become older and you're like, damn, like, I mean, they're like 12 years old, they still shouldn't cuss, but like at this point,
I guess I never thought of it as a thing that you really need to like think about, like, because I feel like the way most people get it is like, don't cuss around your parents, like your parents tell you don't cuss around them, and you don't talk to adults that way. But like eventually you hit an age where you're like, oh, like I get it, like I'm not supposed, like you just don't talk like that to people. But like they don't know, I cuss with my friends, like, you know what I mean?
because I think about adults, right? I think about growing up and hearing my parents, because my parents wouldn't really cuss, but they would cuss, but they wouldn't cuss all the time. Like it'd be something would have to happen, like either like the most I'd ever hear is when my parents would argue with somebody like outside, out and about, you know what I mean? Like somebody cuts you off, or somebody like says something to you and they're like, bro, fuck you, you know? That's the most I'd ever hear. My parents talk shit all the time. So, but like as far as like regularly, I would never hear them cuss. So I wonder, because do you feel, okay, how do you feel about yourself? Do you feel like you cuss a lot?
I feel like I cuss, I don't know, average.
Average?
Do you think I cuss
average
a lot?
person? I feel like I wouldn't say like you're a person who cusses a lot.
I don't like cussing. I'm always like, I shouldn't cuss so much. You know what I mean?
But like, okay, because that's what I mean. Like, the more I think about it, like, bro, it's just like a word. Like, it's just like an expression. Like, I saw that it's an old one, but it's the one that's like, why did somebody like invent that? Like, this means like fuck you.
But I feel like whenever people say that, I'm like, but that's like all words though. And I feel like that's just how it works. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, fuck, you can be like, fuck doesn't mean anything. Like, it's not like, you know what I mean? Like, if I say, fuck you, bro, I know you're gonna be like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if I walk out on the street and I'm like, hey, fuck you, I mean, that guy's probably gonna beat me up, you know what I mean? And like, I mean, yeah, we can as a society decide like, hey, no more of that, but like, it's not gonna happen. Everybody's gonna cuss, you know what I mean?
Do you remember,
like, how are you gonna express you hate somebody, or how you
did you ever get in trouble for cussing when you were a kid?
Yeah,
you did.
Yeah,
Did you hear the way you're saying it? It's like it's a bad core memory.
it is bad core memory because I said a slur by accident.
Oh
once.
shit,
Yeah.
really?
I remember I was a kid, like a kid, and I heard a slur, and I didn't know what it meant. I just was like, "That's an interesting word."
Let me say it later. Let me save this one.
No, I forgot what it was. Maybe I can't remember where I learned it from, but I remember saying it, and my mom was ironing, and she heard me say it, and she was like, "What did you say?" And I was like, I don't know what did I say. She's like, "Don't ever say that again." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then when I got older, I was like, "Ooh, that's what that meant." Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get what you mean. I feel like I never have a memory of me like getting in trouble for cussing. I feel like I was always I never cussed in front of my parents. Like I was
Yeah.
pretty good at it. And then we went to a fucking private school, and like everybody in private school, they were like cussing up a storm.
I don't know. I guess because private school, because you're so censored, everybody becomes.
Yeah, no, I
They
agree.
want to rebel against that.
I agree that I feel like going to private school makes you want to like compensate. So
Yeah.
you say way more outrageous shit.
Yeah.
Because people in middle school said some outrageous shit that I to this day I still remember. And honestly, like I wouldn't too far. Like
Yeah.
I would never. If I heard kids talking like that,
Mhm.
I'd be like, nah. Like your
watch
parents
your
need to
mouth.
know. Yeah,
Yeah.
like your parents need to know. Like for real. Like,
Yeah. No.
like
Yeah.
it's not. It is that serious.
Yeah. No, yeah. I remember how people used to talk back in the day.
Have you seen that video of the little kid who goes up to his like teacher and he's like, "Can I fuck you?"
Oh yeah. And she's like, "What? Get out of here."
He's
That
like,
one?
"Boy, yeah."
Yeah.
It's like, bro. I remember that's what I was talking to Izzy like
Yeah.
last time about it,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Bro, what did you do?" Like if
That
that's
was
your
your son?
kid. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's your son.
Bro, I'd be so upset with him. But where's your manners, bro? I guess that's one of the things that like
It's manners, you
it's a
think?
manners thing. It's like a respect thing. Like, hey, bro, don't talk like that. Like, what are you doing? Where's your
Mhm.
manners?
Mhm.
Use like, and it's like a. I know this is not what I mean, but you know how people say like, I forgot what Will Smith said it. Though why he doesn't curse is because his grandma told him that educated people don't have to curse. And I'm not saying if you curse you're uneducated, but like, you get what I'm
Wow,
trying to say?
Will Smith said that.
Yeah,
Interesting.
or something like that.
What do you feel about that though?
No. What am I?
I know
trying
you're.
to say?
I know you're getting into something else, but so I'll save it for later.
I just don't know what I'm trying to say with it. It's because I'm trying to say like I don't think it's like an uneducated thing. It's more like you know better than to
You know
not talk
better.
like that. Like there's better ways to like
You know better.
conduct yourself. I guess you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Am I tripping?
I don't know if you're tripping. I think you're valid in having that viewpoint, but I don't know because when my nephew said it, like I was like, don't say that. But in my head, I'm like, but why? Why shouldn't he say it? I know he shouldn't say it, and I'm glad I told him he shouldn't say it. But I'm like,
I think it's a manners thing. I feel like I don't know. I think it's a manners thing. You shouldn't talk like
well,
this.
you know what? Honestly, you have met like you probably met, and I've met people
Yeah.
growing up who were like cursing all the time,
Yeah.
and you could tell they were sometimes kind of like
Yeah.
the 1.2 GPA
yeah,
kids. You know,
yeah.
they were the more like rebellious kids who would like. But I think that's just because like I don't think that's exclusive.
No, I don't think it's mutually exclusive. That's why I'm like, that's not what I mean. And I
Yeah.
just mean more like come on, don't you have manners, bro? Like
Mhm.
like how you're supposed to conduct yourself.
Yeah.
I don't mean when you're a kid. I feel like when you know better, you should not do that. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
No. I mean, you're right.
Well, because I remember one time I went to. Remember that other school that's by our school that everybody
Yeah.
hated? I remember we were. I
I
was there once because they had like a club or something, and my sister went to it.
Yeah.
And bro, some of those kids, oh my lord,
They were saying some crazy shit.
they were like talking like sailors, bro.
I guess sailors.
I guess that's
What an old school
That's
term.
one of those things though. Like I always thought SpongeBob had a good take on it. Where like if you're gonna talk like that, like you have to earn the way to talk like that. You know what I
You
mean?
gotta be a man.
Yeah.
It all comes
If
back
you're
to
gonna-
the Alpha Male podcast.
If you're not if you're gonna talk like a sailor, you gotta work like a sailor.
You gotta work like a sailor. Okay.
That's what SpongeBob says. That's I
So
think
have you earned your right to cuss?
I don't know.
I feel like I never really feel bad for cussing, but I feel like I'm not overtly cussing.
Mhm.
Or am I? Do I overtly
I don't know.
cuss?
I guess I feel bad for cussing sometimes because I'm like, I don't know. Maybe school has something to do with it because we went to Catholic school.
Uh-huh.
I always, when I feel bad for cussing, I'm always like, why did I talk like that? Like, why did I cuss? I didn't have to. I could have sounded nicer.
I mean, what? It all depends, man.
I'm not saying it's wrong. I just
No, but like to me, I guess I'm so like fixated on it because like to me, cussing now as an adult is so like like it's so casual.
Yeah.
Like it's so like it's just a part of the language,
Mm.
and I've never really thought about it as more than that. And like I feel like it wasn't until my nephew
I
said
guess-
something that I realized like, oh damn, like cussing like is honestly like I guess it has more power than I thought it did.
I guess. Well, you said your parents never cuss that much around you. My dad cusses a lot. He cusses
Yeah.
a lot. He talks like a sailor. In fact, he gave up cussing for Lent. This is how much he cusses.
Oh really?
Yeah. So I guess my connotation or like my like relationship with cussing has always been like, relax, bro. Like,
Oh, you didn't need to
relax.
say like, oh fucking shit.
You know what I mean?
Dick.
It's always like, because my dad cusses a lot. I'm always like, bro, relax. Like, it's not that serious. You know what I mean?
Fucking motherfucker, fuck.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, have you seen those videos where they're like you're putting something together and you're like, fuck, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? It's like, calm down, bro.
Hey man, something you're mad. It's the only way to let it out. I feel
Yeah.
like I feel like sometimes cussing is like a freedom of expression.
Yeah.
It's like something that feels good, bro. Sometimes you want to say fuck, like shit. Like, well, what's your favorite cuss word?
I like Jesus Christ.
Jesus, you consider Jesus Christ a cuss word?
Yeah.
What about I thought it was gonna be like bitch or something.
I don't know. Like Jesus Christ, bro. Son of Christ.
Jesus Christ? I feel like I don't consider that a cuss word.
You don't consider Jesus Christ? I
Jesus
consider it cuss word.
Christ?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ is like, really? I feel like Jesus Christ is like, oh my god.
I don't know. I like saying Jesus Christ. I think it's I don't know.
Christ.
Well, I guess because it's a cuss word because of the religious aspect. You're taking the Lord's name in vain.
Is it?
Yeah.
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
Remember that's a sin. You're not supposed to take the Lord's name in vain. That's
No,
why
I know
it's cuss word.
that. No, yeah, I know that. But I was saying like, is Jesus Christ? Does that qualify?
Yeah. If you say Jesus Christ, yeah, it's taking
Jesus
the,
Christ.
it's taking the Lord's name in vain.
Jesus
Or you
Christ.
say Jesus effing Christ.
Jesus
that
H.
that one's good.
I like
effing
Jesus H.
Jesus
Christ.
H. Christ.
I like-
Jesus H. Christ. Jesus H. Christ.
Jesus Christ. Oh, I never really thought of that. That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, besides that one, what's your favorite cuss word?
I don't know. I never really thought about it. What's yours?
I don't know. Like I said, it's so casual. It's just to me, it's just like that's like asking what's my favorite word. You know?
God damn it.
God damn.
God fucking damn it.
God fuck.
I feel like fuck's cool, but it's more
It's so
like
funny to me that like you have the religion ones, you consider those cuss ones. I honestly didn't consider those. I always thought of that as like that's just something they teach you like in the church, but like you're just saying names. Like that one especially, I feel like I don't have like
that's why I'm always like that's why I feel like it's weird because they're all words, you know what I mean? Like fuck, what is fuck?
yeah, but that
mean?
one is more because that one's so religious oriented.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, you're not saying like the B
Well,
word, the
I
C
like-
word, the F word.
I like it because it sounds old timey, you know what I mean? It's like
Mhm.
you're not supposed to take the Lord's name in vain, or like, are you a God fearing man? It sounds very old timey.
Mhm.
I like old.
Oh, because I guess you know what? I'm thinking of it situationally, or
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, if I was with somebody who like was professional and like was well mannered, and they cursed, like they said fuck,
Yeah.
shit, bitch, like I'd be like, oh my god. But if they said Jesus Christ, I wouldn't even like
I feel
think
like
about
Jesus,
it.
I feel like Jesus Christ changes though. I feel like there's Jesus Christ where you're like angry, and that one's usually Jesus fucking Christ, bro, or like
Mhm.
you upset, and then there's Jesus Christ where you're like, it's like holy shit, Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So that's how you know that's
So I feel like also Jesus Christ is such like if you say Jesus Christ, like
It's
oh my god,
shit,
something
yeah.
something big is happening.
That's why I like Jesus Christ, because it's like it's so like I don't know, it feels old timey, and it has like I feel like it's powerful. I don't know, it kind of sounds like you live up like it's a code you live by. Like I shouldn't take the Lord's name in vain, but I had to cuss this one time.
Oh, that's good, man. That's good.
You don't like Jesus Christ, bro? As a cuss word?
I just didn't think of it as a cuss word. Like I didn't like really see it. Like I said, like if somebody said Jesus
Don't
Christ
they censor?
in either one?
I'm pretty sure they used to censor Jesus Christ.
in TV?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, because I remember Conan talked about it, where like in the 90s or like early 2000s, like it was like so super taboo to like mention Jesus Christ on TV or make jokes about him.
Really?
Yeah,
But that feels like that reminds me of the South Park episode where they couldn't depict fucking
yeah.
you know what
I
I'm
know
talking
what you're
about, right? It reminds me of like stuff like that where it's like that's religion, man. Separate religion from state, man. Like
But like it's like a cuss word. You know what I mean? I don't think it's. I just mean that's why I think it's a cuss word.
But
just
that's a
'cause it's-
fact. That's actually what they would do. Because
I don't know. I'm
well,
asking. I'm asking. Did they used to do that?
I never heard of that, but I mean, maybe. I mean, because I mean, I'd seen it in the 50s, but as early as the 90s, oof, I don't know. I mean, as late as the 90s, I guess you could say.
I don't know. Am I wrong? I guess I always thought Jesus Christ was a curse.
We will take a poll. We'll do a Primos Chidos poll. Do you consider Jesus Christ
No, I mean,
a curse word?
I guess
Because that's it. I really want to know what people say. Because maybe it'll be me. Maybe I'll be like, damn, I guess I just never knew.
Patty with a fatty. Is Jesus Christ a cuss word? I thought you especially because you went to Catholic school.
I know, but I never remember anybody being like, oh my God. Like I remember people saying, don't take the Lord's name in vain and say, oh my God. But I never like equated that to Jesus Christ. Because to me, it's like, Jesus Christ, you're saying his full name. That's like if I said Brandon Valdez.
No, I heard that one. I remember in school someone said that Jesus Christ is worse because it's like you're saying his whole name out. Like don't like God is like God, and like you know what I mean. Like it'd be like saying brother, but like
Well,
Jesus,
no,
Jesus Christ is
I
like-
disagree. I disagree because it's like, bro. So I can never say Jesus Christ. 'Cause
Well,
people
it's
will
like-
always be like, "Did you say that meaning like his
No, I
name,
don't
or did you
think-
say that
I
like
don't think-
meaning curse?"
No, I don't think that's how it works though. It's not like I don't think it's that deep. But when you say like when
Patty
you
with
go-
the fatty said, "Nah."
Nah, that's Patty with fatty.
What do you
Patty
mean?
with fatty, whatever.
Wow, bro! On the final hour, you dissed Patty with a fatty. Patty with a
I
fatty.
think
I'm
it's
gonna
a
give you.
cuss.
I'm gonna give you a chance for a rap battle with Brandon. So, Brandon, go ahead and start. This new beat is on.
But I guess I'm wrong.
I mean, it's cool if you consider it. It is. I mean, like I said, all words like are subjective, you know. So
Yeah. No, I feel bad about it now. Now you ruined my taste for it, bro. End the episode.
you want me to
I'm
end the
just kidding.
episode?
No, I'm just kidding.
And the episode. What would you do if like you just walk out?
If I walk, what would I do if I
Yeah,
walked
yeah,
out? What would I do if I walked
yeah,
out?
yeah,
You mean what would you do? If I walked out?
yeah. No, I mean, what would you do if you walked out, bro? Like, what would you do? Would you just like never come back?
Oh, I guess. I mean, if I walked out, I must have been pretty mad. And then I'd say Jesus Christ one last time.
All right, well, it looks like we're about at the 1 hour mark. I want to give a quick shout out to my sister. I missed you. I missed you at this presence, and I miss you in real life too. She'll be back next week. Don't worry.
It's
Like I
not just
said,
us forever.
she's taking care of important stuff. And this is a sign out from me and Brandon. I hope you guys have a safe Thursday. Hope you guys have a lot of fun. And I don't know, Brandon, give one last thing. What do you hope the people have?
I don't know. Don't take the Lord's name in vain.
Okay. So what's the extra YouTube thing?
I don't know. What could it be?
Do you wanna? Let me see. You know what? Freestyle, bro.
Why?
I'm gonna put up a fucking freestyle beat for everyone.
I don't know. You practice in your room, bro.
Yeah, but I'm not that good.
Well, show us where the practice is getting you.
All right, let me see. This one's called Boys.
Well, I had the Patrick one. I had the Patrick and SpongeBob on there. The gangster Patrick and SpongeBob.
I'm gonna show you how easy.
Oh my god, look at these ads.
It's crazy. All right.
Two?
See, this is why we need. Wait. Okay. You hear that?
Bro, look. SpongeBob made a.
Oh shit. All right, here we go. TGN. Primos Chidos. Yeah.
End the episode, bro. End the episode.
Like Patty said, we had to fight each other.
Do the Rocky thing and then end it.